Hi, friends. This is your pal, Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about American politics, and we're going to talk about the crossover between the U.S. government and Hollywood, and how we now know they're the same beast with different faces. They're two separate beasts, but they're the same. They're both stalking predators that are powerful, that are doing exactly the same thing. What is that thing that they are doing? They are acquiring power and preserving power and utilizing power. They're both major power brokers. And the idea that Hollywood is simply providing entertainment is silly at this point. They Hollywood is massively involved in determining US policy, US taxes, and US law. And to not understand that is ludicrous. And I'm going to present evidence today of this from Grace Randolph, the number one movie reviewer in the world. She's the best there is, and she's extremely adept at what she does. So let's get into this. And also, I'm going to collect my "I done told you" check. I've been saying this for a while, and now the tarp is pulled off. You can see the full car, right? Like, let's get into it. All right, okay. So, the idea was that government provided laws, taxes, government controlled laws, taxes, and policy, taxes, and laws. That's how the government really affects us, by their policies, by their taxes, and their laws, right? And their job. And previously, the idea was it wasn't the job of the U.S. government to provide entertainment. Okay. Then Hollywood was the exact opposite. The idea was that it was the job of Hollywood to provide entertainment, but it wasn't their job to determine U.S. policy, U.S. taxes, and U.S. law. Okay? But now we know both of those are false, and that both the U.S. government and both Hollywood do the same thing. They both produce U.S. policy, U.S. taxes, and U.S. law. Okay? And they both produce entertainment. Okay? Now, wait a second, Scott. That's an incredibly bold statement to say that the U.S. government provides entertainment. I'm not saying it. Grace Randolph is saying it. Okay? So Grace Randolph is the number one movie reviewer in the world. And the reason why is she doesn't just review movies, she also does this thing each week called Movie Math. And she covers the industry at extremely myopic level. Like, she's hyper focused on the math of Hollywood, right? Okay. And on Movie Math, she said flat out, she said, Hollywood is struggling right now to get people to watch their movies and their shows, because if people want entertainment, they just have to look at President Donald Trump. Each day, he provides entertainment every single day. And where Hollywood is really struggling now is what President Trump has learned how to do. He was able to entertain people throughout his entire first term. That's why he got a second term. People were like, "Oh, I don't want a non-entertaining president. Who wants that, right? Why not just get my policies, my taxes, and my laws, and get some laughter and some sorrow and some emotion and some drama and some dynamism, right?" And that's what they got with Trump. And for the first 4 years, he easily entertained everyone, right? And this is and you could tell this because even the channels that covered him, the news channels that covered him, had massive spikes in viewership, massive spikes, right? Now, get this. She said what Trump has done in this term is that he will top himself multiple times a day. So there'll be a story in the morning and people are like, "Oh my goodness, are you kidding? That's incredible. I can't believe it," right? And then by noon, people will be like, "What? That's even more shocking." And then at the end of the day, at the evening meal, right, people will be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm horrified, or I'm titillated, or I'm excited by this new thing President Donald Trump did." And he will supply literally isolated events of entertainment 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day. A day. And it's so profound, his level of entertainment, right, that Hollywood cannot get people to watch their shows and movies because they're getting plenty of entertainment just watching the U.S. government. That is astounding, right? And I'm collecting my I done told you check. I told you a while ago there was no difference between the U.S. government and Hollywood, and now we know it. They both do the same thing. They both produce U.S. policy, U.S. taxes, and U.S. laws, and they both entertain. And to think otherwise is ludicrous, in my humble opinion. Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. Absolutely nothing more, absolutely nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.